Hi, my name is Cameron Carolan, and this is my first week out of 12 for discussion within 8P16, discussing assessment and how it is used within the education system, how we will use it as educators, and how it relates to the various themes and ideas we learn throughout pedagogy. The first session within this course was used mainly to guide us through an introduction, taking us through the idea of assessment, how it is used, and kind of covering how the course works and what we will be covering throughout the following 12 weeks. In terms of documents that came with the course, one that I found extremely insightful and helpful was the definition matching activity. So this is essentially just kind of gives us a small test to see how well we know our terms and how we're able to match certain words to certain definitions, given certain ideas that really stuck out to me was formative assessment. So this is an assessment that takes place during introductions in order to provide direction for improvement for individual students and for adjustments to the instructional program for individual students and for a whole class. This very much so relates to what we're doing. This kind of is a litmus test to see what we know, how we are able to apply our knowledge, and going forward, what we should focus on. This is something that I discussed within my exit ticket for the week, how assessments are not a concrete black and white test, how they have so much gray area for students to know where they're at and should be used primarily for that as a way to understand where a student is currently with regarding material and where places they can improve and how we as educators are able to help them get to the place where they're meeting criteria and then exceeding, showing themselves that they can always do better and also congratulating them on what they did right. We then were asked how this word of assessment and assessment literacy makes us feel and how we're able to define it. This is something that, like I was speaking about before, is with the introductory part of this class, kind of serving as a litmus test to see where we are, a progress report, something like diagnostic, essentially just understanding what we think of the word assessment and then challenging our perception of it throughout the course, something that we constantly are doing, and really just understanding better ourselves and how we can utilize assessment to not only help ourselves but help our students as well. This is tied directly to the I can statement, with it being I can discuss what being assessment literate means for teachers and students, understanding what the purpose is for both teachers and students, how we are using assessment as a guide for us to understand where students are at with material, and then changing either course curriculum or the way that we are presenting information, utilizing UDL and DI to best help out these students. And for the students, the assessment is used as a point of self-monitoring to see where they're at with material, understanding, kind of like I was saying before, what they're struggling in, where they're exceeding in. And this isn't used something to scare them or to treat as like a form of punishment if they do wrong, but as a point of improvement, showing them that you can always do better, and let's try to help you do better in a way that speaks best to you.